defenseless!
What's going on, guys? You're Shown with Trainer Zabza, and today I have an RU battle for you. Today's RU battle, looking at my opponent's team, threats. I'm gonna have to say definitely X-Cloud because let me tell you, Choice Specs Boom Burst hurts. I shouldn't expect to have any problem with it with my Registeel, but they also run Fire Blast and Focus Blast for coverage, so I do need to worry about if they make a prediction for my Registeel to come in or something like that. Because while Registeel can take the Boom Burst okay, I'm not sure how well it can take the Fire Blasts and Focus Blasts. Another potential threat is Shiftry. With the new mechanics of Defog this generation, it has become a great utility Pokemon with Defog, Hit and Run Knockoff, it's got Sucker Punch, it's got so many different options it can use that it's very versatile. And the last threat, well, threats I should say because it's kind of tied three-way, are Golem, Raticate, and Scyther. And I think they're all equally threatening. Scyther could be a Defog set, but could also be a Violite Technician and just to get off major damage. Golem is also a problem because it has Sturdy, can use Sucker Punch, and is overall just a huge defensive wall. And Raticate with a Guts or Quick Feet boost is going to hit hard with Facade. I mean, it might be some other set that I'm not aware of, but as far as I know, they just run Guts or Quick Feet. Usually Guts. And since I've pretty much gone through every other Pokemon, might as well just do Barbaracle. I'm not seeing it as too much of a threat considering I do have Sceptile that can one-shot it, and I still have my physically defensive Alomomola, so I'm not that worried about it. But I think that's enough with the team preview. Let's get to the battle. So if I remember correctly, this is the last battle I had on a stream I did. This is versus PASD. I'm going to start off with my Glygars. He starts off with Golem. We're both just leading off with our Stealth Rockers, I'm assuming. But seeing as he leads off with Golem, I just decided to go for the Earthquake just to get off some damage as he sets up his rocks. And the reason I didn't decide to set up my rocks right away is because I knew that he'd set up his rocks, and I knew I would defog the next turn. And I also know that this Golem can pretty much do no damage to me, so there was no point in trying to set up on it, and might as well just get the damage off so that way I can get up the Stealth Rocks a little bit later. So after a second Earthquake, and after he sees what I'm doing, he's gonna explode. Holy shit! And not only that, that's a normal gem boosted explosion. Crap. My god, I think this is my mixed Gligar with like 200 special defense, but still, that does so much damage. And I still have a bit of EVs invested in defense, so it's not like it's completely specially defense or anything. I just wanted to get to like 200 defense so I can get 300 special defense. Or 200 special defense so I can get 300 of the Violite. Anyway, he brings out Boomer as X-Cloud as I bring in my Walls for Days, my specially defensive Registeel. You know, since Kyurem got banned, I think that it's probably not as needed on this team, but it's still really appreciated, considering it can take Boom Burst from X-Cloud, it can take Fire Blast from X-Cloud pretty well, and it can take some special hits too. So he brings in his Ugly Binacle, goes for the Razor Shell. I just stay in just to test the damage and to see if he has Earthquake or not. If he did, I didn't think he would go for it. And just in case he tried to Shell Smash in my face, I wanted to get off some damage without letting him set up for free, essentially. So now I bring in my Sorry to Cower, my Alomomola, and the reason why I have that name, I think I've said it before, but the reason why I nicknamed it Sorry to Cower is because Takaura's a good friend of mine. He loves to use Alomomola in NU, and he keeps telling people to stop using it in RU, but I need something with Regenerator that has a lot of HP, and you know, this was it. Anyway, he brings in his Shiftry after switching out his Binacle, and I Protect just to scout what he's going to do. However, he takes this opportunity to go for Swords Dance. Crap, I did not see that coming. Obviously, I don't play a lot of RU, but I did not see that coming, and now I am absolutely terrified. Because now I know he has the Grass Stab, that's pretty obvious. But the thing is, I don't know if he has the Sucker Punch or not. And I just bring in my Gligar for fodder. I know I'm not going to be able to get off my rocks, but this is the most disposable thing I have right now, considering I still have Alomomola, my defensive wall, and I still have my special defensive wall. So Gligar was really the go-to sack. So now I'm going to bring in my Ittatarp and go for the substitute, predicting the Sucker Punch. I don't know, and after this knockoff, I'm not sure if he was predicting my prediction, so I just go for another substitute, and Yep, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have Sucker Punch at this point. I'm pretty sure, almost positive, if he had it, he would have gone for it by now. And Sucker Punch on Shift, not having Sucker Punch on Shift Tree, I think is kind of a mistake. I mean, sure, knockoff is great, but just the stab priority is so appreciated that I don't know why you wouldn't use it. So now he's going to bring in his Not Expected, and he's damn right, that was not expected. I expected a Protect to get up his special attack, or not a special attack, his attack with Guts or Speed with Runaway or something. Now that I see the Burn Orb, it has to be Guts, but still, I did not expect the Quick Attack, and I end up losing my Delphox to a Misplay. So, gonna send in my physically defensive Alomomola. I see that he's going for the Facades, and I decide that now is a pretty good opportunity to go into Registeel. Registeel has some really good base defenses. It's naturally bulky, and it can resist the Facade, so I figure this is a good opportunity to get a Wish Pass into it. Obviously, I could have just rested off the damage, but I didn't want to stay asleep for 2 turns, and I thought that this would be a good opportunity to do so. So, seeing this, he's just going to U-turn out, which is a pretty smart move on his part. This pretty much tells me he doesn't have anything to hit me, not only super effectively, but he may not have anything to hit me just neutrally. If he had Sucker Punch, he would have probably gone for it with Delphox, but now he just doesn't do that. So I go for the Iron Head to get off some damage. He brings in Exploud, and this is gonna hurt, but I know it shouldn't hurt too much, because like I said before, I can take Fire Blasts from Exploud pretty well, and yeah, Registeel is just an absolute boss. I mean, not especially defensive as Regice, but Regice has that awful typing which really gets in the way of it. So I'm gonna get off some damage with Iron Heads. My thought process here is I just want to get off some damage so I can come in with Sceptile and pretty much sweep through the rest of his team. But I can't do that unless I can get a free switch. But then I realized that if this thing is Scarf, then Sceptile probably can't come in anyway. So I decided to bring in my my Jolly Banded Minchino, which at 115 base speed, with Jolly Nature, I'm pretty sure I could have outsped a Scarfed Exploud. I took a risk there, but it was worth it. And now he shows me the Sucker Punch. Why he didn't go for the Sucker Punch against Delphox? Well, actually, he saw I was going for Substitute against Shiftry, so that would make sense why he wouldn't go for Sucker Punch. So, and I did go for Substitute again because I was predicting the Sucker Punch, so it was a pretty good play on his part. Anyway, I decided to lock myself into Knockoff, which does a pretty good job. Knocks out Exploud, knocks out Raticate, gets rid of a Violite for a Scyther. So now I can bring in my Sarge Cower, and I don't have to worry about how much bulk it has. I mean, that sounds kind of weird to say, but Scyther is a really strong Pokemon on its own. It really holds its own in the lower tiers, especially with access to a Violite to boost its defenses. Not that I think it really needs it though. I think it has base around 60 or 70 defenses. I'd have to double check. Please don't quote me on that. But it's got some moderate defenses, so when you give it a Violite and it's already pretty good attack and speed stat, it becomes a pretty decent threat. But I'm able to get off a Toxic and I'm able to get off a combination of Toxic and Waterfall to whittle him down in the red. And he decides to save his Scyther, I'm guessing for my Sceptile, and goes directly into his Ugly Binacle. As I decide to go for the Wish, I think that he could have X-Scissor. He really could. But I don't think he'd go for it. I think he would go for Stone Edge, if anything. So I'm going to go into my Sceptile as I Wish Pass. So he goes for the Dragon Claw, that's interesting. And I'm able to, he does a lot of damage, it really does. But I'm able to get off my Leaf Storm, and it's going to be able to KO him. And now I can just sweep through the rest of his team. I mean, sure, there's not much left on his team, but still, I can. One of the big issues was that Scyther. Not for Alomomola, but as far as speeds goes. But with my Unburden boost, I should be able to outspeed it now, go for the Hidden Power Rock, and knock it out. So that's it for the battle. That was really fun, PASD. Maybe we can battle again. So after that battle, let's get to the talk of the day. Today's talk of the day, I just wanted to ask you guys a question. I wanted to ask how you're liking the Poke Analysis so far, because I've had a couple concerns. So far, from what I can tell, you all do like it, and that's great, but I have gotten some concerns that a couple people have told me that the gimmick sets shouldn't be included with the analysis because it could be confusing to new players. and I thought I made it perfectly clear that the gimmick sets are just for fun, but the people that suggested this actually made another suggestion as well for that. They also suggested that if I'm not able to, what am I trying to say? They suggested that if I really still wanted to do the gimmick sets, then why not try and do them in another video? And that wasn't a bad idea. I mean, it might be pretty cool to just have a whole video dedicated to the gimmick sets. Yeah, I think that would actually be a little bit less work on me as far as doing the analysis, I don't know. If anyone knows what the plural of that is, put it in the comments below. Anyway, that's it for the talk of the day. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, rate, subscribe. Well, I know you can't rate anymore, but I love it when you guys comment in the comment section. But that's it for me. I will see you guys next time.